There's a new term on the wires, passport bros. I love it. Let's take a look, see what's going on.
Big Mike, he's got a spirit that's wild and free. He's cruising down the road.
Back around the turn of the century, the United States was pretty much a farming communities across the country. My grandparents were no different. They were from upstate New York in a very small, 600 people in town community. And they were forced to find spouses, usually within their small communities or other farms. Then, of course, the war started, World War II and Korea War. This is my dad. And they had an opportunity to spread their wings a bit and get around the world and see other things, meet other women, and take advantage of some of that and enjoy life. After the wars, the automobile industry boomed. Whereas before there was hardly any vehicles on the road, now we're starting to see more and more vehicles. People were getting around more, seeing more variety of women in relationships, and a lot of folks took advantage of that, and it was no longer just a rural, isolated communities. And my dad here was no different. He took advantage of that as well, and eventually ended up getting married to my mom and dad in this picture, and these are all my uncles and aunts and my grandmother to the left. And actually three of my other uncles are in this picture were all veterans as well. But this is basically your nuclear family back in the day when it was still good and we were all close-knit, tight, things of that nature. But then the 60s came in and women decided they wanted to burn their bras. They wanted liberation. They wanted to be free. No longer wanted to be in the home and taking care of the home and their husband. They wanted to get out into the workplace. So as women started to get out into the workplace and they realized, wow, and they often commented, I don't need men anymore. Really? So at that point they, decided they're going to have their career. They've already got their money, their job, and really don't need many more men because they have their vibrators. One of the things they really didn't count on is the stress and everything that goes along. They always thought the men going out to work was such an easy task, but then they realized that the demands of the corporate world and working outside of the house really were quite stressful and not as easy as they may have thought it was. A lot of them chose to go back into the home or regretted leaving the home and tried to get back, but maybe didn't. But in any event, women began seeing the reality of working outside the home. And then, of course, we also saw an increase in divorce rates. I think right now we're right around 50%, which has been pretty steady for the last few decades. So I think the model that they were hoping for didn't work. There's a lot of factors that come into play why the divorce rates are so high in the U.S. But in any event, it is what it is, and it leaves a lot of folks, in broken marriages, unfortunately, and also a lot of marriages with children. And unfortunately, because the criminal courts in America, they are very much anti-man, and regardless, they will always keep the children with the woman, as was my case, even if it wasn't in the best interest of the children. But once the children are grown up and off on their own, the women find themselves alone. And, basically turned into a grandmother. Maybe they hang out there a little bit longer just for their grandkids, but they don't have a life. But when they try to find another partner, they're bringing along a lot of baggage, whether it be, children, grandchildren, overweight, aging on the body, just not as easy as it was when she was 20. So they get left out in the cold, basically. Unfortunately for them, the loneliness sets in and depression comes along with that. And not only that, because as they're alone, they tend to get very solidified in their ways. So when a man does come along, it's either their way or life gets very miserable for both parties, and the guy just says, this isn't worth it. But the women, they just get they have a very emotional roller coaster. A lot of it is because of them. Maybe they cheated on their spouse, or maybe they just weren't as good a wife as they should have been. Maybe they weren't a good homemaker. But either way, when it's gone, like they say. Oh, don't get angry at me, honey. I had one Asian lady tell me that, if American women were so good, men wouldn't leave them. So why are they leaving them? There's a reason. And there's a reason a lot of women are having dinners alone. A lot of women are going online trying to find happiness there, and only to find that guys really aren't interested in older women when they can have a younger, beautiful woman. I mean, who would? I mean, basically any woman that's out there looking online in America, she's going to be getting a lot of leftovers and probably a lot of issues along with that. And one of the reasons that we do leave the U.S. and come to the Philippines is because of the young, beautiful women are very appreciative. They don't have all the games and BS that goes along with American women, the stress, the anger, the bitterness, the baggage, I guess you'd say. And not only that, but you don't find too many that are, grossly overweight, or overweight at all for that matter. But as I said earlier, if American women were so great, men would never leave them. But American women tend to let themselves go. They don't have the traditional values they did, with my parents and grandparents, and they've lost all that. And that's what men want. We want that. We want that lady that can cook a home meal. We don't, I remember, I can't tell you how many times I've talked to a woman and she says, hey, okay, well, let's go out to dinner. That's the first thing. She's making the date for me to take her to dinner. Doesn't work like that. If somebody said that to me, I told them, hey, let's go meet and we'll talk someplace first at the park or whatever. That usually shut them down. They're like, oh, excuse me. No, that's okay. I'm like, okay, bye. Anyway, so I mean, if American women can't figure it out, a lot of the Karens out there are getting so bitter and angry, and they're saying the Philippine women are taking our men. No, it's not that we're taking your men. You can get as angry as you want. Go get a dog. It's just like if I'm doing something in my yard, my neighbors complain about what I do in my yard, that's just too bad. It's my yard, and it's my choice. If I want to come to the Philippines to get a beautiful woman, I've done it. I'm not going to deal with American women crap. Get a dog, enjoy that. So what I did is I jumped on a plane and became a passport boy, as they say, or a passport bro, I should say. My apologies. But in any event, these are the options we have nowadays. We don't have to tolerate the American women any longer. We have choices. And actually, life in America isn't that great. What do? You work all day. You come home, turn on the TV, have a meal, go to sleep, get up and do it again, 5-6 days a week. Run yourself into the ground. Here, we don't do that.
Prepare for arrival.
I have to ask my lady what day it is. I don't even know what the day is. I don't keep track. I don't have to. Time, dates, all that stuff, doesn't matter. I just care about what I'm doing at the moment, who I'm with, am I happy? This is me when I first flew into the Philippines. I had waited for about 45 years to get here. But I did have a family. I wanted to wait till my kids got big and on their own before I left. So, finally did it. Rolling into Manila. All you Karens out there in America that are complaining about Filipinos, you got to go look in the mirror. Take a look at yourself and ask why. Why can't you get a man? Why did your man leave you? Why are men leaving American women? You just step your game up. That's what it is. Just like in business. If you have two businesses, two hamburger restaurants, one selling more hamburgers than the other one, And you're going to complain about that, or you're going to try to make your hamburgers better. It's common sense. It really is logic. But I know the American women don't have a whole lot of logic in their brain. So, myself, like I said, I jumped on a plane. I went to 8 countries, actually. This is a gentleman I ran into, I think it was in Thailand, and great guy. He was from Houston as well, coincidentally. Had a great time with him. We had a lot of fun. But, there's so much adventure out there. I mean, we don't sit on the sofa here in the Philippines or any other country. We get out there and about and start doing stuff, seeing stuff, enjoying other people, enjoying other foods, adventure, having coffee in the morning, relaxing, not have to hurry up and get going, get into the traffic and all these things. Life is so good outside of the U.S. once you get there. And the women out here are great. They really worship men. And in the Philippines, the younger women love older guys. They don't have to put up with the BS of the younger guys. So, I mean, I understand that the American women are very jealous. And, oh well, suck it up, girls. Because you know what? You got what you deserved. You wanted your liberation, you got it. You wanted to get out there and make a living, you got it. And then you wanted your man to go home and wear a skirt and cook dinner for you? It didn't last long, did it? And now look at here. Now they're all angry. Saying, oh, you Filipinos are stealing our men. Yeah, because they're better than you. Hello? I mean, life is short. You only live once. So why live a life with a woman that's making your life miserable? Why live a life where there really is no life? Working, going home, watching TV, go to bed, get up, and do it over. I believe that's pretty much the definition of insanity. But it is life in America, and particularly life if you're married to an American woman. And, of course, that's a general statement. But particularly as men get older and the woman gets older with them, I can't tell you how many men I've talked to and joked about, having sex with their wife, and they say, oh, my God, no, we're not doing that anymore. I'm like, really? Are you serious? What is life about? You're 55, 60 years old, you're not having, sex anymore? Life's too short for that. I'd rather be right here, right there, what you're looking at now, and enjoying life and having a woman that really takes care of me in every way imaginable. So, for all you guys out there, get on a plane. Take the chance, take the shot. Send me a message, contact me below. Send me a comment today, what you think, what your thoughts are on the video. I'm sure a lot of women, if they see it, they're going to contact me as well. And that's okay, I don't mind that. I look forward to it. I love to engage an American woman. She has nothing that she can beat me in an argument. But yeah, comment below, guys. Let me know what you think. If you're considering coming in over, if so, where? Any questions I can answer for you, I'm happy to do that as well. But, don't waste your life. I mean, one doctor told me at one point when I was reaching 60, he says, Michael, you're on the last third of your life. Get one of these right here so you can enjoy life. But we're on the last third, so this is my lady. I mean, she brings me everything. She literally takes care of everything for me. I don't have to do anything from even making my plate to you name it. By the way, I asked for a large drink. This is what they brought me. But yeah, she cooks every day, 3 times a day. I have to hold her back sometimes. But she took care of everything. I don't have to worry about a thing. She brings me everything, takes care of everything, wash my clothes, and never complains. Seriously, never complains. Try that with an American woman.
Big Mike, he's got a spirit that's wild and free. He's cruising down the road, living like he's 23. With silver hair and a heart full of dreams. He ain't slowing down, he's catching life at full speed. Big Mike, he's got senior swag. Every day's an adventure, no time to lag. He's hitting the road, making memories so rad.